Chapter 1. His station wagon follows a rutted road like a train on track along arid valley and memory-haunted hills with no bird overhead nor animal glimpsed except a solitary dust devil. A pocket full of secrets, even his 3x9 smile can't check, sprinting toward distant horizons, clotting like old blood-crossed sky blue as a widow's shadow. Handsome, distracting pageantry conceded and noted yet apprehensive of worn tires and suspension. He slows, carefully unscrews his battered canteen, then takes a long pull of warm water over a stretch of teeth, rattling rock and hard clay. An abandoned secondary eroded by man, weather and time, till darkness and wind-blown dust stop him. Without remedy for lonesomeness, all deliberations dissolve and turn instead to distant parishioners near Fort Sill, remaining unbroken by a dart of manumissioned, long-nosed Mexican bats. After a glance into his rear-view mirror, its tally is accepted without reservation, along with a certain liberty or libel, accrediting his face's topography to spiteful occurrences mapped by victory and sorrow. It's neither handsome nor ill-featured, but strong and dark, like good coffee with a prominent forehead, granite jaw, and a sharp nose dividing two far-seeing and watchful 20/20 amber-flecked eyes. He is middle-aged or a shade more, a presumption derived from his grizzled hair cut short over his right ear. Nary the rest gathered in a long braid under his black cattleman's hat, matching the rest of his sombre rig, tucked into paper-thin leather boots. Definitely not a cigar store Indian or reservation shirt-tail. Instead, he's a wheeled, lanky, shanked so-and-so heading east, not looking for trouble but not backing away from it either. Downwind, windy prank, he stands vigil while lengthening shadows slake the waning day. Later, inhales, exhales, stretches to draw cold dusk like a draught of freedom. Then takes a long-deserved piss. Rain-starved branch and scrub strop behind him, echoed by poaching memory's trespass. It's an eerie sound reminiscent of frozen clothing's chafe on a forgotten or unattended clothesline. Later lets fly at a rusty can, kicks it into old ash, burying it under cold, grey-black grit before wider-shining round his Hercules pickup truck and leaning against its cooling metal to watch diurnal flocks break westward against early star prior night's capture and first light's release. A timeless humbug trotted out back east, etched into stone by time and pressure. He too hungers, yet without regret, for pasts faltered on compunction. Guessing each day's renewal is a relentless, clocked, brooding and restless necessity, but wastes no time with useless remorse. What's done cannot be amended, and best not recalled far from friend and kin as evening crimsons, ultramarines to violet, brimming, fathomless as a mechanic's pocket before stirring gold, sterling, later field grey skyward. Nearby, bloody moats rake stubbled patches too runty for the sporting abandons, bullying lankier scrub and thorn into carless sculptured pattern, marking passage of stronger winds, whilst nosy parkers and flannel-mouthed blusters vie for attention. Even-handedly, he grants each their due, forewarned against owl or picketing spectre's cry, and listens for warning notes. But there are none. Only a subtle, unheralded change of guard, showcased by a lone Cooper's hawk, astride unpitched taint of distant farm, ranch, pond and arid crop, all carted by evening, heavy with seasonal change and the cooling promise of moisture, tempting as an answered prayer. Smells late. Little airish too, this autumnal dying day around him, and well it should with crowding darkness. Pungent grasses and felled birds, particularly a desiccated, cross-eyed, rusting crow, singular from other countless carcasses reaped by winter's culling, and while acknowledging these fell signs, he glances away with a shiver. Then walks quickly back to his truck. Time and season are not beyond him or outside his own miserly conception. It's just that he chooses to ignore or only casually reflect on mortality like a leaf or seasonal bloom, accepting the evening sun's paling glimmer as banked surety for day's return, and if no moon brightens his way, holds with what will like a cupped flame against this eat, shit, strive, hemming world's darkness until illness or age gathers him homeward, grounded from more fancies by nagging discomfort. The roadman stops, digs a pebble out of his boot, finds it, then fishes it out while sorting lessons and winnowing trivials from the profound, as would his mother hunched over a basket of pumpkin seed, chirking gruff assessments with a penny's forfeiture. Particulars that matter we disregard, false omens, lies festooned with church bazaar rustica, chaste, a feral dog scenting rabbit. It's the same with all other half-baked nonsense. For example, this malarkey. Twilight is peaceful. Honestly, he counters, it's only day's labour ceasing, and a signal for night's hunters and prey to slip sleep. Slumber, dream play their circuited, appointed role. After tossing the offending pebble away, regretting that he hadn't questioned Donna Torbolino earlier, he grumbles, should have asked Sane Day if he courted Mortoi Gaia before fever's bite, eating horse and starfall, whilome, before nuisance and trouble settled lean and hungry, like vultures hovering over us. Bit by banded copperhead melancholy, he starts back to his truck with memory, a sadness behind, perched like bent crow's shadow. In its place, guarantees are gathered from sunrise or dusk's unsure, tentative promise, and garnered from first light's coffee or bitter tea, grub sizzling in a cast-iron skillet, fuel in the tank with a new road, ahead cleansed anew, bleached by sun or scavenger's picnic. Wind dies, show over. He claps his hands, grabs a canteen, then uses the last water to clean his windshield. Later, pressing on steering with both hands under darkening sky, with his cargo of drying peyote nestling safely covered with horse blankets, resting as might children, while stronger autumnal winds congregate and startle dust into dark spray above his disfigured, uncertain road.